Good morning. Time for your health check at 6:43. The heat is on and it is tough for everyone. Kids can have so much energy. It can be difficult to realize when they've spent too much time outside or put themselves in danger or need some water. So joining us this morning is Dr. Troy Smurawa, Director of Pediatric Sports Medicine at Children's Health Andrews Institute for Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. And thanks for being here early this morning. We appreciate it. But that was one of the things that I was asking you is, I have my nephews and I'm constantly saying, do you want some water? Do you want some water? So let's talk about what heat-related illness looks like for children versus adults.
Yes, thank you for having me here this morning. I think it's a very important topic at this time of the year, especially in Texas. I think the thing to know about kids are a little bit different than adults in the fact that they may not recognize the need for drinking and that they are getting too hot in the heat.
Okay, so they're not really going to be able to necessarily tell you. What are some signs that you can look for when it comes to heat exhaustion in kids?
I think in kids, the thing to notice is if they're getting really fatigued or tired, if they really are starting to look like they're overheated and looking red, if they are presenting with the insanity that they are thirsty, that is a really good sign, probably a good late sign that they are getting dehydrated. But I think the most important thing is to recognize that heat illness can happen quickly, especially in kids in this heat environment.
And so heat exhaustion versus heat stroke, how closely are those two? Are they happening kind of back to back or?
They can happen back to back. Heat exhaustion and heat stroke, the difference is the temperature of the body that it obtains. In heat stroke, the body temperature goes way high and then it really affects the way the body operates. Whereas both of them will present with being hot, tired, sweaty, disoriented, but heat stroke is when it becomes life-threatening and their body temperature elevated enough where it can affect their systems.
Okay, so one of the things you mentioned is that by the time they ask, it's kind of probably too late. They're definitely dehydrated. How much should they actually be getting as far as ages are concerned?
That's a very good question. It's important that they're drinking fluids and drinking often, and we usually recommend that young kids are taking a water break every 15 to 20 minutes. 4 to 6 ounces of water at that frequency is appropriate.
Okay, so other ways to keep kids cool besides making sure that water is on hand, which obviously is the number one.
Yeah. I think the important thing to recognize is that it's very hot at this time of the year in Texas. And the important thing is making sure when you do things outside that you look at the things you can prevent getting hot. So one of the things is plan things in the cooler times in the morning or in the later evening, avoid the heat of the midday. I think it's also important to do a lot of things in the shade when possible. And also take frequent breaks when you're out in the sun. And those breaks should be in the shade and be times to take water and drink fluids.
Okay, now I know. I'm telling you, I've always guessed it on those kids. Thank you so much, Dr. Troy Smurawa. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Stay cool. Okay, we're all